apologize if we're talking quietly. Please let us know in the chat if it's too quiet. We're in a public space this week, as you can probably tell.
Always.
Yeah, so it's, we're doing with what we've got at the moment, which means that we can't talk that loudly. So if it's not loud enough, please let us know. I'm going to try to turn it up as best I can.
Yeah, we're still in Israel.
We're still in Israel, yeah. We've got, I think, 5 more shows to do in Israel. Yeah, so we've already been here for about 2 weeks, and we'll be here for about 5 more. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting, and actually everybody's so tired on our trip because
we've been sleeping like 5 hours a night.
Yeah, 5 hours, 6 hours a night, and we've been.
But we have some good notes for today.
Yeah,
it's been a decent week in terms of articles.
Yeah, so. And we've been seeing like 4 speakers a day, so we're pretty tired, but we're excited for the show anyways. And also right now here where we are, it's 12:30 a.m. But for you guys, it's only 5, so you guys are lucky. You've got like the rest of the day.
We're talking really loud.
It's fine.
People are sleeping like over there.
Oh, guess what? I just got an email saying that we're live.
Oh, congratulations.
Thanks. I can tell actually we're live.
So I guess let's mention some cool articles. Firstly, Uber is serious about building flying taxis, which is pretty cool. More about that later. DJI releases a new drone, not for consumers. Don't get too excited. And the latest Orange is the new.
Before intro mention these articles is to get people excited.
Be excited, but it's not for you.
But if you really like Orange is the New Black and you want to watch
then you can watch
now,
the new season by torrenting it because someone leaked it.
Yeah.
So now, off to the intro. When I started that was a bad idea. We should stop that.
What do you mean?
Like the bad sound effect.
Oh no, it was fun. We can talk during the intro.
If we wake people up, it's gonna be really sad.
Spin up show. So exciting. Okay, we're back. Hi guys. Okay.
Hey y'all.
I'm glad that my OBS settings sync every week and I don't have to reset them every week because that would be so annoying.
I just want to go to sleep.
Wow.
Not gonna lie to you guys right now. Okay. I'm exhausted.
Cool. So let's go to our first article. TCL announces the launch date for the Blackberry Key 1, which we saw back in May. But anyways, here's the original article.
Actually, if you don't know what TCL is, it's the company that owns BlackBerry. I didn't even know that up until the writing of these show notes.
Okay.
Couldn't keep up with it.
I can figure this out. They're like ants on this table. We're using
God, we're gonna die.
We're using like the weird hotel table, but I swear there's like an ant every minute on this table. We keep blowing them off and they keep getting back here somehow. I don't know how they get here. Hi, Sam.
Magic.
Yeah. Honestly, there's probably a nest somewhere.
But yeah,
okay.
So back to BlackBerry. This is just a new
phone.
And
I wanted to do a quick spec read because it's kind of fun to do those. 4.5-inch IPS LCD, 1620 by 1080, 434 PPI, Snapdragon 625, Adreno 506, Android 7.1.1, Nougat, BlackBerry security something or other thingy bobber, 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigabytes expandable via micro SD card of storage, 12 megapixel rear facing camera, 8 megapixel front facing camera, 3505 milliamp hour, pretty giant battery, USB Type C, blah blah blah. It's got NFC, which is nice, and it's got AC Wi-Fi, and that's about it. Okay, so.
Ecstatic. Basic.
Oh wait, was I screen sharing? I want to just find out.
Potentially.
Because I think I was.
Pre-orders are available in Canada starting May 15th.
That's pretty cool.
And will be and with the launch on May 31st. I guess shipping it'll cost $549 US.
So cheap. So cheap for flagship.
And there it'll be unlocked. Well, I don't know if you can call this flagship anymore. It's BlackBerry.
Well, no, I mean
it'll be both CDMA and GSM unlocked.
Here's the problem with it, though, is that it's running a Snapdragon 625, which is an old processor and not a very fast processor.
I don't know why they're still choosing to go with the old tech.
I mean,
maybe it's manufacturing constraints. Who knows? Not us.
But the kind of cool thing is that it's going to have GSM and CDMA versions, which is nice because BlackBerries, like I remember back in the day, my dad had a BlackBerry that could be used like all across the world. I thought that was so cool.
But this is like you need separate phones for if you're buying GSM.
Right, but even still. And but actually my phone has both. Because I'm using a GSM SIM card in Israel, but my phone is CDMA because I'm on Verizon.
But you will be able to get it in the USA.
Wait, I'm going to hype this for a minute. Oh, and then we're going to do this week for NAI because we forgot. Hype announcement. I'm getting my new phone in Israel. So I'm getting the Galaxy.
Wild guess on what that is.
I'm getting the Galaxy S8 Plus. I'm so excited for it. I'm so excited for it. It'll be here very soon, and it'll probably, so I think, okay, because you guys are the OG best viewers, this week's video will be a Pebble review that Alex is doing. Then week after that,
if I have the motivation and energy to write it.
You of course will.
It's Tuesday night.
That's okay. The week after that,
Monday
it's
night.
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning. Okay. See, that's what time it is
That
here.
scared me.
So then The week after that will be a Galaxy S8 Plus unboxing video. And the week after that, we're not quite sure yet, but those are 2 cool videos that are coming up soon.
We're kind of improvising at this point. That's what you
A
do
little
in
bit.
trial. Yeah, this week for NAI, I guess.
Yeah.
New video, vlog, or build log about building a teleprompter
And
for this
also,
trip.
wait here, because it's right off to the side. We're going to use this microphone stand, and we didn't, but here's the microphone stand. Let me just switch to OBS so I can see how big I can actually. Okay, yeah. So this is the microphone stand that I built. But the cool thing is here, ready? We're gonna do like disassembling it in real time. So ready? I'm just disassembling it right now. You guys can see.
That's the only way you got it to fit into
And
it.
the whole thing's disassembled, and it fits into a suitcase, and the whole thing's this big.
Don't spoil. This is the entire build video. Let them
Yeah.
watch
So watch the build video because it goes into more detail about every step of this and building it.
Oh, we lied. We said we have 3 new articles. That was a lie.
Well, no, we didn't put that on the site, so it's fine.
Yeah, we did.
Nope.
I put that on the site.
No,
Yeah, I did.
we'll talk about it later, but you didn't put this week for NAI on the site.
Oh, true.
That's what I was telling you.
It says 3 new articles.
On our show notes, but that's not what we're mentioning, Alex. We're
Very
just
true.
gonna mention the
2 new
good
articles. So there's one about Android O
Oh, wait, hold on, I
and
gotta make sure my
Google
phone
I/O
doesn't fall.
2017.
Yeah, we're
And then there's
just
another
for the
article
record,
about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm streaming this on my phone. So.
Yeah, this is all over data. But yeah, there's
I
one article on Google I/O, which is written by our very own Matan.
Yeah, Matan is an amazing writer. You should check
Very
out his
cool.
work. He's really great at writing.
Yeah.
Can't
And what's the second
recommend
article?
him
I think I wrote that.
enough.
Yeah, I wrote
It's
that.
been a long week, guys. If you couldn't tell, it definitely has been.
What was that article? Oh yes, basically, it's about how Facebook and Google got scammed of $100 million. Read it. Interesting.
We have 65 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you to every single one of you. You guys are what
Absolutely.
makes us be able to do this kind of thing instead of having to go to sleep like everybody else is doing right now.
Normal people.
Yeah. Here, wait, ready? Live subscriber count, 65. Thank you all. We appreciate it.
Yeah, but basically, what we want to say is we're in Israel. We're doing our best. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying it.
But we
But now
appreciate
off to
your
the
viewership.
interesting content. So let's talk about it.
The interesting.
And
yeah.
going from new cell phone to new cell phone, the Sony Xperia X.
Except like an actually pretty good phone.
Yeah, a more high-end phone. It will be expected to launch in June 1st. On
Well,
June
hold on,
1st.
you gotta wait
in
one
Europe.
second. I gotta post the article. I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance. I didn't get a chance to open all the articles before the show. Like I
This
normally
is
like to
so
do,
ghetto. This stream is very ghetto right now.
Don't worry about it. Alright, well, sorry, we just had an important comment that we had to read in the chat. That is fine. We'll see. We might have a visitor at some point, that's all we'll say.
We'll probably pause the stream. Is that something
No,
you
we
can
won't
do?
pause the stream. It'll be fine. We'll have a visitor for a minute. Okay, so the Sony Xperia XE Premium thingy-mabobber. Yeah, okay. It's gonna land on June 1st.
In Europe, not the USA.
Yeah. So it was previously announced at MWC, and now at June. That's like what, 4 months, 5 months in between launch and announcement,
It's
which
not
is
too bad.
that's
It's a long
crazy. The
time.
Galaxy S8 Plus was like
Big deal.
a month at
I know.
most. Interesting thing. All right. So it's gonna be using Snapdragon 835, but that's a problem because Sony had to wait for Samsung to get their first batch of Galaxy S8 line phones out, and so that means that they have to wait longer, and that's why this 4-month wait happened. Here's the problem: if you're not Samsung or Apple right now, you're having trouble,
Yep.
and you need to do whatever you can to get your phones out faster. So
And-
maybe that means putting an 821. Maybe do that instead.
And waiting 5 months is not the way to go with that.
The G6, I mean, the G6 has a Snapdragon 821, so it's clearly still a flagship processor.
Well, people are buying it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but basically here are the specs. Have you done specs? Can I do
Actually, something interesting is that the ads for phones that I've noticed here, I noticed one Galaxy ad.
a lot of Huawei
I noticed a
P10.
ton of Huawei P10 ads and a
lot
bunch
of-
of
a lot of the
G6
P10
ads also.
A lot of the P10 ads are about the camera, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know they marketed that as one of their flagship features.
Cameras are big and like I mean, even in the US, but even bigger outside of the US. And also Huawei is pretty popular outside the US also.
Everyone here has Androids.
That's true, which is
Because
great.
iPhones are so much more expensive in this country.
Yeah.
If you spend $800 on an iPhone in the USA, here it's going to cost you $1,300 US.
Maybe. Okay, it's got a 5.5-inch 4K
Stole it
display.
from me.
I don't know if 4K displays are what we're looking for yet, but
You can probably
it's progressive.
you can probably kill it down a little bit with in the settings.
Oh yeah, sure.
To save
And
battery
a
and stuff.
3230 milliamp hour battery, which is pretty
Decent.
giant.
It's much
But
bigger than my
the
iPhone.
4K displays can require it. So,
Yeah.
and okay, so here's the thing: some So, like, for some reason, I don't exactly know why. When Sony made, like, the Z5 and they put it into U.S. markets, it didn't have the fingerprint scanner like
That's
it did
weird.
in Europe. Why is that? Like, I don't see a point to that.
Also, a flagship without a fingerprint scanner nowadays is like a car without an engine. Maybe it's
Not
better than
quite.
a car without handles. It's not.
Maybe.
Every
Yeah,
good smartphone nowadays has a.
Like, it's so interesting. With the Galaxy S5, which
Has
is the
a
phone I still
fingerprint
have, was the first Samsung phone to have a fingerprint scanner, and everybody said, like, oh, it's so bad, it doesn't work well. Even though it's not great, I use mine religiously because I love having it. I like the idea of being able to show somebody my password, like, with my finger and not have to, like, deal with security stuff. Like, having a pattern is so easy to guess, but you can't guess my fingerprint, and that's what I like about it. All right, and speaking of Samsung, and
It was the best quarter ever.
Yeah, it's
bad
been-
for Apple fanboys, great for Samsung fanboys.
yeah, this was this was overall Samsung though. This wasn't Samsung Mobile.
Well,
that
they
is
also
such a cool building, by the way.
Samsung makes nuclear weapons. Like they
They
do
do.
so much stuff. So if
Cool.
mobile isn't the only thing they do. They actually make nukes. So
Wow. Anyways, basically, here's the deal. A lot of their profit this year came from selling OLED displays to Apple for the iPhone 8.
yeah, and now the world's supply of organic LED displays is kind of like, and no more. So don't expect.
But they've got enough for my phone.
for your phone and for the S8 and the
They're,
iPhone 8.
okay, here's the thing. They're not going to give Apple so much they don't have enough for their own phones. Why is it?
Absolutely not.
Still feel the
They're not
wind.
giving Apple. No, it's
I'm going to close that window. It's kind of getting
They're
cold.
not giving Apple anything. They're selling to you.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But if they need to have enough for their own phones too. Because here's the thing: Samsung cares about their phones first.
It would be really funny if they just ended up not having enough to build to produce all of the S8s. But here
That
we
won't
go.
happen. Oh, speaking of which, the $100 bundle for the S8 that you get free Gear VR as well as micro SD card and AKG headphones. That one's sold out, which is kind of annoying because I was hoping to get that one. But now I'll only get a
mainly
free
for
Gear VR.
SD card though.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the deal.
Yeah, but good quarter.
Yeah, they generated $48.5 billion in revenue with profits at $8.7 billion. That's insane.
Well, that's all going to be reinvested. So.
Yeah, but that's good. Okay, this is a really interesting article, and I ended up going on kind of like a research spree when I saw this one because I wrote show notes this week, most of them.
Most of them. No, I wrote like a few.
The government. Okay, so there was this whole thing in Cameroon where the government took away their internet for a little while.
Posting it.
So I'm just going to show you guys this article really quick on TechCrunch. We love those guys. But here, okay, I want to have a discussion about this because this is so interesting.
All right, I'm listening. I'll tell you my spiel now.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Not gonna lie, I'm only reading this now. So.
Okay, January 17th, right?
Yep.
There's stuff going on in Cameroon. There's like some against the government stuff, I think, going on. So the Cameroonian government took down their internet. It was down for 3 months. It just got put back a couple days ago. So this guy named Kalwala, who's a Cameroonian activist and 2011 presidential candidate, said, "The internet and social media were key in mobilizing and organizing this movement. I believe this prompted the government to shut down the net." So here's the deal. So over a text message, citizens were told that they risked up to 2 years in prison and up to a $10 million fine, or 10 million Central African CFA francs, for publicizing
is that in
unprovable
US dollars?
information over social media. So they're taking away free speech. No free speech anymore. You can't say things that you can't explicitly prove on social media. And also, so then what people did is they
That's
$16,000,
$16,500.
So what they said is that what happened at this point, right? If you've got a country that doesn't have internet, they're gonna come up with ways to get people internet.
That's
So
true.
they made these little internet cafes.
Same thing happened with Cuba.
Yeah. So they made these little internet cafes where people could go check their email, do all those things, and it really ended up being great. And this hashtag Bring Back Our Internet started trending, and people used social media. I've got a quote about this, I think. Maybe I don't. Basically, they said they were using social media to get back social media, and it was really like a bunch of people came together, got the internet back.
But if you're gonna
That's
punish your
great.
citizens, be creative. So I guess taking away their internet.
But they got it back, which is good.
Interesting. way of
So,
doing
and
it.
then what the government of the Minister of Communication in Cameroon, he said the government reserves the right to restrict internet moving forward if citizens misuse it.
So basically saying like we're giving it back to you, but only if you use it correctly.
So they said we've noticed a much better
It's
improvement
not
over
freedom of
time.
speech.
They said we've noticed that the things that made us take away the internet have gotten better. So now we're going to give it back to you, except that we still reserve the right to remove it.
The next article is kind of ironic.
Yeah, that's why I put it next. Okay, so what I want to talk to you about is like, is the internet a basic human right? Because some people say it is, some people say it isn't.
I don't think the internet is a basic human right, to be entirely honest. I think it's a luxury. That's an inside joke.
It's a joke that we have now, but okay. Here's my point,
I think
though.
the internet is something that, a basic human right, I think is something that you cannot live without, such as food, water, shelter, fire. The internet is not a basic human right.
Well, here's
the internet
thing.
is good to have. It's accessible to many
Can you
people
make
around
sure
the
you're
world.
looking at chat, please, just make sure.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
I don't think it's a basic human right.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
my spiel.
Here's the thing about this. The internet now has become like, if you say to somebody like, oh, I don't have email, they're gonna look at you like you've got four heads, and it's just, oh my gosh, where do these ants keep coming from?
Doesn't
What the
matter.
heck?
But like, even if you do that,
I don't get it.
like, it's not equality, it's not food, it's not water, right?
Oh my
Because
gosh.
what do you lose by not having internet?
Well, I would say you lose your access to information and to publicizing what you
Right,
believe.
but access
Here's
to
the thing.
information doesn't keep you alive.
Yes, but let's say, like, being able to publicize, like, the whole point of Twitter is we want you to be able to say whatever you want.
Yeah, of course.
And so if you can't do that, like, you could gain a giant Twitter following and have $0, essentially, just enough to pay for your internet, but you could have a giant Twitter following.
Volume's low. If you could boost the volume,
Oh.
people are complaining about that.
That's my mom. Okay, yeah, so I will turn up the volume. I'm sorry about that. I don't know how far we can push it exactly, but we'll do our best.
Let us know how that is.
Yeah, so sorry about that. There's unfortunately only so much we can do.
We don't like it. But yeah, so that's my spiel. I don't think it is.
I don't know if it is, but I would say it's definitely something that people shouldn't have to live without.
But also, like, you're not bound to the internet. For example, I go to a camp for the summer, and for an extended period of time, I don't touch any phone, computer, anything wirelessly connected. The closest I have is a little radio that I bring, and it doesn't pick up any signal because you're in the mountains. So,
Then why do you bring it?
it has like a solar panel flashlight, whatever. That's besides the point. And it has weather. That I can hear. But the point being that the internet is something that humans have evolved to need, but it isn't essential to our survival. If I were to take away your internet right now, you would be fine.
Yeah,
You might be pissed at me, but you'd be fine.
Yeah.
Right? So that, but that does not mean I can commend a country from revoking
think
citizens from the right to
that's
access the internet.
censorship.
That's absurd.
That's
censorship. I believe in freedom of speech entirely, and that's not.
But speaking of censorship and countries blocking things, Wikipedia has been blocked in Turkey. And the original article here is also from TechCrunch. I see why they did it. They shouldn't have, but I see why. Basically what happened was that Turkey decided that for a couple reasons that we'll describe in a second, they were going to block Wikipedia. Right now, the only other country that does that is China. And China blocks Google. So, basically, Jimmy Wales, the founder of Wikipedia, he said on Twitter, I believe, he said, quote, access to information is a fundamental human right, and that he will always stand with Turkey to fight for equal access to information. So, here's what Turkey wants. They want Wikipedia to open an office in Turkey, and they want Wikipedia to remove content that says that Turkey is a supporter of terror.
But here's where I take issue with that. The fact that Turkey is a supporter of terror. And we know that, especially because of the region we're in, Turkey literally funds the terrorist organization that is like 50 miles that way.
So maybe Wikipedia won't do this.
So if I were Wikipedia, I don't know if I was on camera, like 50 miles that way.
Yeah, we're in the Middle East right now. So.
Regardless of that, this seems sort of to me as if it's blackmail.
I feel bad for that fly. It's like, can't fly because it's dying.
Not something we should talk about on the show. Sorry, guys. But if I were Wikipedia, I wouldn't do it, because this is basically blackmail. They're trying to, and suddenly you have a compromise of morals where Wikipedia is changing information to be false to reach more people.
I mean, that's...
And that kind of destroys the point of what Wikipedia stands for, which is access to proper information. And that would not be proper information.
But VPNs are a thing.
That's true.
So it doesn't
So you
really
can't
matter.
give everybody VPN.
Anyways, yeah, but so that's kind of how that works. VPNs are a thing. You can still access through a VPN, and apparently, according to Turkey, if they were to theoretically fulfill those demands, they'd unblock it.
I don't know. I wouldn't do it if I were Wikipedia.
Me neither.
Who knows?
Yeah. Just in case you used Amazon Underground, they're shutting it down. It's not
this
that
was
big of a
until I
story.
read shows.
It's basically, I had heard about it. Basically, the point of it is that it lets you get apps that are normally paid, like on the Google Play Store, for free.
Who pays for the apps then? Who pays the developers?
Probably Amazon. Because it maybe comes out of like stuff people buy, if every purchase, like 1 cent or something. So you'll still be able to access it throughout the end of the summer, and it'll stop being supported officially in 2019. And after May 31st, new users won't be accepted. So if you want to get into the program, do it, I guess. But like, it's just like bad games and stuff. So, and you can, if you're a developer, you can continue to update your apps through 2019, which is good to know. Okay.
Next,
you may have heard of a lad called Jack Dorsey.
Founder of Twitter.
Kind of an important guy. He did the Twitter thing first.
Who even cares about Twitter anymore?
I love Twitter.
Just kidding.
Twitter's great. Follow us on Twitter because you get updates about the show.
Seems like we make everything on the show about the show. But basically, he spent $9.5 million in buying more Twitter stocks.
This is his face that says, like, it's okay, guys. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. But in after hours, the share price of Twitter jumped 1%, which is good. And he bought over 500,000 stocks at around $16.50 a piece. More perfect info in the show notes on our site.
That's pretty good info.
No, I mean in terms of like numbers.
He now owns over a million shares.
And I'm wondering what percentage of that is. No, because like some company that is sometimes not that much in the grand scheme of things in big companies. So I'm wondering what percentage he owns and how many shares Twitter's distributed.
That's true. Okay, so this is gonna be actually kind of funny because, okay, I'm gonna announce it and then I'll do my reasoning thing, which is that the 5th season of Orange is the New Black has been leaked, and the leaker would get placed in prison if they caught him.
But they won't.
But prison, and that's the whole subject of Orange is the New Black. So that's
pretty funny. But yeah,
except I just want to point out that none of the women on here are wearing orange.
Zach, that's not the point of the spin-up
No, but
show.
that's why it's called that. I mean, the point of the spin-up show is for us to have fun. So
fun in the sun. We're going to the beach tomorrow. Very excited. But yeah,
that's really off topic. Okay, here's the deal. The hacker who okay. Go.
No, after you.
Okay. The hacker who stole it is called the Dark Overlord because apparently he couldn't come up with a better name. I mean,
that's so cheesy.
He could have just called himself like the orange and pink, or not orange, like the pink and purple polka dotted unicorn.
I got it. Dank New Season Stealer.
I mean, it's just kind of a boring name.
But yeah, the first episode.
It makes you think of like hoodie. Like black hoodie, Shadow.
Overlord.
Wait, do it. Oh, you can't do it because you don't have a hoodie. Me neither.
But basically, the first episode was uploaded to a file sharing service, and the rest of the services are available on Pirate Bay to download through torrent.
And the Dark Overlord had previously stated that they wouldn't release the shows publicly because, quote, no one really cares about unreleased movies and TV show episodes.
Right.
I mean, if by no one you mean everyone, then I guess.
Now I have fly guts on my laptop.
Fly guts.
Disgusting. Because I got one and then I flipped it off. Okay. Now this one's really big.
It's huge.
Mind if I introduce?
Sure. It's gonna be huge.
Wait. Wow. We are
flying.
We are far into these articles. Wow. We are getting close to finishing. How long have we been up?
Guys, maybe someday the world's gonna look like this. Just kidding. I really hope it never looks like this. This is just weird for the world.
But that's also just a
concept
render. Art. Basically, Uber is serious about building flying taxis. Yes, flying taxis like helicopters.
Like an Uber.
And they plan on integrating flying taxis into city transport. They're teaming up with the governments of Dallas, Fort Worth, and Dubai to make these the first cities with flying taxis. They'll be working with Bell Helicopters.
They're not going to be cars flying.
Decent air taxis.
Because it makes it sound like that when you say flying taxis, but basically it's
it'll
like
be
some kind of helicopter thing.
But here's my take on it. I think it's an aggressive new strategy for Uber to regain their PR because of all the sexual harassment scandals they've had, the lawsuit with Waymo. They're not in a good place right now.
Wait, did you put this in?
What? Yeah, I did.
Okay, because I didn't remember
No, this
writing
is
that
me.
note.
I put this
Okay.
in. Yeah, so that's my thought. Because they're in a bad place, and they want to. I think they're trying to show people something really cool, and everybody
Probably.
wants flying cars.
Yeah, here's the problem with Uber right now is they're in deep trouble, so they need to
Not
get
'cause they have a
something to
bad
help them out.
product, but because
No, of course not.
they-
Their product is great. That's
yeah,
not the question.
but because they're
having some
having
trouble.
some trouble in the company, outside of the company, with what people think about what their company is doing.
Yeah. Cool.
But hey,
So Bell Helicopters is going to be the ones working with Uber. You put a space before Bell Helicopters. They're going to be working with
What a
Uber to
strategy.
construct decent air taxis. Yeah, that's a cool story. Hopefully it actually happens.
well, we'll come back to you in 10 years and see.
Right,
how it is. We'll look back
exactly.
next episode.
I mean, the
Streaming
problem
in
with
720p.
okay, here's the problem with the sky, right? When you're on the ground and you're driving, you've got
It's a
one
2D plane.
You've got one axis that you're always like bound
Two,
to.
but yeah.
But when you're in the air, you've got no axis that you're bound to. So you can theoretically
But they'll build that. I think these will also be autonomous, to be entirely honest.
Yeah,
So
but-
they'll communicate as a swarm and figure out
This is like Bug City over
and
here.
figure out where to fly, where not to fly.
Yeah. Oh my God, Alex, you keep making typos. You didn't put enters.
Oh,
Or else I'll fix it
I
later,
didn't put
guys. So you
enter.
guys don't. You guys can look at a perfect list of show notes.
I fixed that in the show notes I published.
Okay.
Criminals robbed 2 San Diego Apple stores.
And guess what? We're not affected by this whatsoever because we're
really
in
don't care.
like literally the opposite side of the world right now.
Yep. Basically, what happened was there are three male suspects, and they made out with over $10,000 in Apple products. It's really
Honestly not that much.
well, yeah, and they didn't rob the store with any knives, any guns,
So
nothing.
if you buy an iPhone on the black market, which you totally shouldn't, don't.
Okay. Basically, the way they did it was they made a copy of Apple uniforms, and then
Which
smashed
people
the
have
glass
done
and
before
ripped
as a
out
joke.
and
There's a
ripped-
great video that Improv Everything did like 2 years ago where they pretended to be Apple Store employees and just like told everybody to go to Microsoft. It was just such a funny video and you'll laugh through the whole thing. But it's that same kind of idea.
But yeah, so they just went in, looked like Apple
you know
employees,
that
smashed the
the-
glass,
I'm
ripped out
sh-
the phones, and
Yeah, I'm sure
stuff.
you know this, but the tables at the Apple stores are like where they actually store stuff.
yeah, no,
Like
that's
money.
yeah, like phones and watches and.
And they
iPads
apparently
and
didn't use any
Macs.
knives or guns, but
No,
like
no
that's
knives or guns.
Like
They
we talk
came
about
in,
how
they
stupid
smashed the
criminals
tables.
are. It's pretty stupid.
Well, I mean, if they got away,
How do you smash a table without a weapon?
there are special glass breakers, whatever.
Wow.
But yeah, that's the point. No biggie. Apple's fine. They'll find the suspects, and Apple will get the money back in a lawsuit, whatever.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Another
Yik-yak.
article.
Yik-yak.
Yik-yak shuts down.
Yik-yak. Yik-yak.
If you
Yik-yak.
guys didn't know what Yik-yak was, it was a supposedly anonymous posting service where you could
Just like
put out
Candid,
posts, like Candid but different, because you could put out posts to your area,
which is so cool.
which was cool,
It's
except for
like-
the fact
you know
that
what
it
it
was
reminds me
used
of?
for cyberbullying and people killed themselves because
Ooh,
of it.
that's not good. You know what? No, it's funny. Like kind of similar thing.
Not people killing
No.
themselves.
I know. No. Similar thing to Yik Yak. Like what Yik Yak reminds me of.
What?
Nintendo PictoChat.
Oh,
Remember
yeah,
that?
I remember that.
That was so cool. Except I every time like I went to a friend's house, like nobody ever had a DS anywhere near them. So
If you
nobody
ever
was
go
on
to a
PictoChat.
PAX, if you ever go to a PAX conference, I've been to PAX East a few times. They're just rooms full with hundreds of people playing Nintendo games on
That's
their
great.
DSs.
That's awesome.
But yeah, basically what happened was Square paid $1 million to hire Yik-Yak employees and for
Is that
Yik-Yak
the same Square as
intellectual
like
property.
Square? Those little Square
Yeah.
things that you
It's
stick into
owned
your
by-
iPad and then you
owned-
can do credit
I
cards.
think so. It's owned by PayPal.
Doesn't Square have a chip reader thing?
I think so, yeah.
Cool.
I mean, new technology. But yeah, they hired some employees and took the intellectual property, but Yik-Yak wasn't doing too well either because of cyberbullying. People killed themselves because of it, and the promise of anonymity. I say
Well,
promise
when you say
because
people killed themselves because of it, it's probably a couple people
A couple.
at most.
No,
It's
of
not
course,
like
of course
the
not.
majority of users or
No,
anything. That
there
would be
were
insane.
a few cases. But also the promise of anonymity where it's not really anonymous because the police or anyone with a warrant can see who you are, where you posted from, etc.
That's not the point
And
of
a
it, though.
2016 research at NYU shows that profiles can be hacked into to identify users pretty
course,
easily
they
by
always
tracing
can be.
packets and stuff.
Here's the thing to learn about the internet. Just because it says it disappears, it doesn't.
It does.
Because servers are a thing. And cache is the thing. And if you know anything about internet security, you know that nothing ever disappears.
Nope. But that's that. Just letting you guys know. No more Yik-Yak if you like.
So, like, this show will never disappear.
No, which is good.
It kind of will, actually, though, but, like...
Whatever.
DJI
last
and
article.
Hasselblad.
This is very cool. New drone.
Built
DJI
a
and Hasselblad
drone.
built a drone. If you don't know what Hasselblad is, let's just get that out of the way.
They make nice
They make
cameras.
really nice cameras. They got into it during World War II when they made spy satellites for the USA. Yeah. But basically, the new drone setup combines an M600 Pro drone, a Ronin MX gimbal, and the Hasselblad
It's insane.
H6D 100C. The M600 Pro is the drone itself. It retails for $5,000. The Ronin MX is the gimbal, which holds the camera and goes onto the drone. Retails for $1,600.
That's pretty cheap, actually.
And it has a payload of up to 13 pounds.
Nice.
And the camera retails for upwards of, get this, $30,000. But it's 100 megapixels.
Yeah, I mean, that's insane.
I'm sorry, you commandeering
No,
my
I was
show.
just seeing
Just
how
kidding,
long
just
we've
kidding.
been streaming for.
It's 100 megapixels.
I mean,
or
here's-
that's what
like,
that's the
all
camera.
these cameras always cost a ton. But
Well,
100
this drone
megapixels.
is not made
I
for
wonder,
consumer. This is
what
made
if you
for
use this for like manhunt
professional.
or something?
You could.
Like you could find people with it because you can zoom in so far with 100 megapixels.
But also, like, this is not meant for personal use. This is
No, of
commercial.
course not.
And you know,
How much you want to
DJI is
bet
doing
Casey's gonna buy two of them?
great. A lot, because he won't. There's no purpose. He's not an idiot. Love you, Casey. But new drone, not for you. Very
Guess what
cool.
I saw today? I saw a Panasonic GH5.
Yeah, we were walking around. We saw GH5.
It was pretty darn cool. This guy had like a nice setup with it. He had it on like one of those
Slider.
Edelkrone slider like frames. It was nice.
Noise.
Someday we're gonna buy a G7, hopefully. It'll happen eventually.
No, not
yeah.
soon. Eventually. But
Okay, so-
that's all the notes we have for this show today. That was actually a decent amount of notes and a decent amount of time. Half-hour
Yeah,
show.
we kind
Guys,
of need
let
to go
us
to
know
sleep.
if you like
It's
these
1 o'clock in the
half-hour
morning,
shows.
and we're getting up at 8.
Oh yeah, 7:45.
And I'm not
Let
going to
us know-
sleep for at least another hour.
Let us know if you like the shorter shows, the half-hour shows more, because if that's what you're into, if you just want to watch quickly and go away,
Yeah. 2 people watching.
2 people watching, then I think one of those is me, but whatever. then let us know and we'll start doing half-hour shows. But in Israel, we will pull off what we can, and that's what we're doing right now. And let us know what you want when we get back to Austin.
To Austin?
Boston.
I thought you said when we get back to Austin.
Boston,
we don't live in
Massachusetts.
Texas. Alrighty. Thank you very much for watching the show. It's outro time. Boop, 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 boop.
I'm gonna unplug the mic if you keep saying.
I doubt you will, though, because we have to say goodbye to the viewers at the end.
Is that a bet?
No, it's not a bet.
Is that a
Josh.
dare?
I wish you wouldn't do it. What was that noise?
It's me.
The average view duration right now is 5 minutes.
That's
which
terrible.
is interesting.
Well, this is a show to show. Whatever. Thanks for watching, and we'll
Thanks for
see you
watching.
next time.
See
Wait, no, that
you.
sounds too much like Great Scott. Thanks for watching
Wait,
the show.
guys, wait,
and
because you guys stayed till the end. I'm gonna do my Great Scott impression. In my previous video, I talked about using an Arduino with some circuits, and today we're gonna be using some resistors to make a wired circuit in parallel. So, thank you very much for watching. He says something about, he goes, wait, no,
I'm
no,
killing
no.
the stream if you
No,
don't
you're not.
stop.
He goes, stay creative, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
will see you next time.
time.
All right, see you guys next week.
Goodbye.
We will do our best.
We will do our best.
And then after that, we might know.
Follow our Twitter and we'll let you know.
Or don't even follow our Twitter. Just look at our Twitter.
Yeah, just look at it.
Because we announced when the show was going to be for this one. So, yeah, take a look at our Twitter. We will see you next week, hopefully.